Hello, viewers. Today, let's read a story about a generous boy. Once upon a time, deep in the mountains, there lived a poor woodcutter and his wife. They had one son. The boy was as pure and innocent as the driven snow. He would often go into the forest to gather wood. One day, while gathering wood, the boy saw a tiny bird with a broken wing. He picked it up and took it home. He fed it crumbs from his own meals and nursed it back to health. One morning when he went out to gather wood, he saw that same bird perched on a tree branch. It chirped and sang for him. Overjoyed, the boy climbed up the tree to take the bird with him. But the bird said, "Don't be so selfish, boy. You saved my life, but I want to give something back to you, so let me take you somewhere." With that, the bird flew off and the boy followed after it. They arrived at a beautiful meadow filled with flowers, and in the center sat a magnificent golden palace. The bird told the boy, "This is where the wind spirits live. They are our masters. Please give them some of your food, and they will give you back twice as much." The boy agreed and ran into the forest to gather food. He returned with some bread and cheese and gave it to the bird to take back to the palace. But when he reached the meadow, he found that the palace and the bird had vanished. He shrugged and went back home. That night, he told his parents about the magical palace and the wind spirits. They just laughed at him and told him to stop telling lies. "There are no such things as wind spirits," his father said. The next day, the boy went back to the meadow to look for the palace. But all he found were some pebbles and a tiny hole in the ground. He poked his finger in the hole and made a wish. Suddenly, the ground rumbled and the wind grew strong. The boy was terrified and ran away. He kept this secret from his parents, but soon he noticed that whenever he visited the meadow, the wind spirits listened to his wishes. At first, they sent him small pebbles, then larger rocks. Finally, they sent him boulders. He became very rich and built a fine house for himself and his parents. They were very happy and thanked the wind spirits every day. But one day, the boy's father came across the meadow and saw the wind spirits bringing boulders to the house. When he peeked into the hole and heard the boy's wishes, he became envious. "Why didn't I know about this before?" he cried. From that day on, the father went to the meadow every day to make wishes. He wished for gold, precious gems, and fine clothes. He became greedy and never thought about the wind spirits or their power. One day, a terrible famine struck the land. People began to die like flies. The boy and his mother were very worried about their neighbors and friends. Every day, the father would go to the meadow and beg the wind spirits to send food to the villagers. But the spirits refused. "You have taken so much from us, and now you want more. Be careful. We are very powerful, and if you anger us, you will regret it." The boy's father ignored their warning. He kept asking for more and more food. One day, the wind spirits had enough. "We are the masters of this region, and we can control the weather. From today on, there will be no rain on this land, and you will see how useful we are." With that, they vanished. Sure enough, it didn't rain for 10 days. Rivers dried up and crops withered. People were dying of hunger and thirst. The boy's father realized that he had been a fool and begged the wind spirits to forgive him. But they refused. They told him that only the pure of heart could ask for their help. Then they turned to the boy. "Would you like to save your people?" they asked. "I would do anything," the boy replied. The wind spirits waved their magic wands, and suddenly it began to rain. Crops grew, rivers flowed, and animals emerged from their hiding places. The famine was over. People were happy and thanked the boy. The boy's father was ashamed. He understood that his son was braver and wiser than he was. Friends, this is the story of the boy who fed the wind. Generosity is a beautiful quality, but don't expect anything in return. The boy didn't become rich until he shared his food with the wind spirits. Even though he didn't get anything in return, he didn't feel bad because he knew that whatever he had done, the good thing would happen. He wasn't selfish like the man who wanted everything for himself. The boy knew the importance of sharing, and that's why he helped others. If you like this story, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Now close your eyes and think about it. What would you do if you met the wind spirits? Tell me in the comments.